Okay.
In the meantime, of course, Carl was born and Barb's was born, but 15 years after Terry was born, I realized I was pregnant again, and this time it was Annette that was born, and she was born the 2nd of September of 1960. And Marion Finhold had a baby shower for me, and so that was pretty nice of her to do. And it happened that her mother-in-law was visiting at the time, and Al Finhold was the oldest in the family, and his brother was it Jim? I can't remember. Yeah, Jim was like this new baby that was coming for me. He came after all the other children came quite a bit later, and so his mother told me what a blessing it was to have this little afterthought, because he added so much to the family, and so she knew that the same was going to be true for me, and of course it definitely has. And that's been a real blessing to the family in so many ways. Is there any more that I should tell about them?
Well, were you surprised, and how was it? How was it at the age of 42 to have a baby? Was it difficult?
Well, of course, it was an entirely different situation, because all of the friends were no longer having small children, and they were used to having their houses in perfect order because the kids were bigger and they didn't mess things up at all. But when you come visiting with a little toddler, you're not terribly welcome. And that was one of the hardest parts. But other than that, Terry and Barb's and Carl were, really fell in love with this little baby sister of theirs. And in fact, Marilyn Foss was with Barb's the day that I had to go to the hospital. And when she found out Barb's had a sister, she was very jealous. So that made it all the more fun that we had a new little one in the family.
How did Annette react? How did she react to having these much older siblings?
Well, I think for Annette, it was the having older brothers and a sister added a lot to her life, because the kids took over with her as she was growing up, and wanted to see that she learned what she needed to learn, and Terry would take her with, and the girls especially got a big kick out of Annette. So it was kind of an asset in that respect for Terry.
I heard that Annette took me to school once.
What did you say?
I heard that Annette took me to school once.
Oh, she did, because they had to bring things for show and tell, and there wasn't anybody else that had a brother as tall as her brother, so she brought her brother to school to show him off, and and the kids were able to ask Terry questions, and one of them said, "How much do you eat?" And when he told them that he used a cereal bowl a vegetable bowl for his breakfast cereal, they asked Annette afterward, was he telling the truth?
Oh.
So that was a fun experience for her.